How you doing? Here with my man Paco Vila in from Puerto Rico. Good to see you, Paco.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure to spend the day with you and really kind of talk theory. You know, it's unbelievable to spend time with somebody you look up to and talk about ways that fishing's done around different parts of the world. But, you know, it's such an honor to spend some time with you and really sit down and understand the way you do things. And sometimes it's really neat to hear different approaches to things that we're so passionate about. And when you present these things to me, immediately I start thinking about, well, how can I change it? How can I make it better? And you know, super, super neat.
I have gone both ways. Actually, we have a blast during the day, but also being with the guy that actually do this stuff for us and so on, and we use it and we look at it and the way that it's done and the durability of it, and you explaining to me how things are done and the material they use has been amazing, and a lot of knowledge that you can get out of the way that you tie it up and do your wind-ons and how you set your spread out. And like you said, we can exchange ideas for different parts of the world and different types of fishing and get it all together to work the best that we can for our type of fishing. It has been like great. One of the things that you were explaining to me and teaching me how is the way that you tie up your wind-on. This can last up like forever.
Well, we try, you know, when the leaders come out of the hooker factory, I hand tie every one of these with the anticipation that somebody's going to be using this over and over and over again. And I try to think, I don't want to make something that's going to be a one and done product. I want somebody that is down in a remote place like you are in the Dominican Republic. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to get quality tackle. And so if you have a product, I want it to be able to last, you know, through a season, if you can get a season out of it. So we try and hand whip everything with the best quality products we can find. A lot of this stuff we source ourselves. We make our own custom blends of line, our own 16 carrier tops. I feel like it's really important that if I'm going to put my name on something, I'm going to try and make it the best I can make it, but also a product that you know, a professional fisherman like yourself is going to pick up and say, wow, that's neat. You know, there's a lot of time that goes into these, and I put 20 to 30 minutes into each leader that we make that goes out of here because I don't know where these are going.
Actually, it's funny that you say that, because you say that you put like 20 or 30 minutes in each of this. I put in mine like 2 hours, and it doesn't come nearly as good as this one. And actually, I came up of only using your leaders because you do leaders that last like forever, but we that are freaks like want to change stuff more often and get a new one that is not coiled or whatever. But when you get a big fish on, we discussed that for a really long time, that this fish can stay that wind on leader going in and out the rod, in and out for hours. I have had fish fighting for 7 hours, and you see this knot coming in and out. I have had wind on leaders that after 2 hours you start seeing peeling, and then you start scratching your head. Oh, I have a weak point. I have never seen one of these knots even peel away like nothing. Like this, you like overdo stuff on your wind-ons.
We try to overthink every piece of it. We have a jig that we make all these on, and every piece is just made the exact same way. And once you get into a rhythm, you can start to do a lot of these whippings. Each one has 220 whips. And like I said, you know, these leaders, because Hooker sends these products around the world, I don't know where it's going. Australia, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Hawaii, all up and down the Northeast coast, California. I just think it's important that when a person gets this leader, they can trust that it's not going to break at the leader. It's going to be a fault somewhere else.
And it's amazing how you explained to me the materials, that you even have materials that haven't come to the market yet.
Yeah.
And you're in a complete next level on testing stuff that we have even seen. And when it comes to the material and the way that things are done, like I said, okay, I have to have the top of the top if I want to get that trophy fish when I hook it up. I want to land it.
Yeah, each leader features a 16 carrier product that's dipped in what's known as polyethylene, which is a finish that allows the leader to stay stronger, longer. It also resists salt water. It's specifically designed for this deep drop application. The serving end here is a 200-pound 16 carrier portion. And the leaders come 130, 150, 200, 250, 300. So there's a wide variety of sizes for whatever your skill set or your application is. One part that blew me away was I was really curious to see what size leader you fish in the DR and PR. And when you hit that number, my ears rang because a lot of guys think you need to use a heavy wind-on leader to land these fish. And you and I just totally agreed that what's your favorite size wind-on leader?
150, and if I want to go really heavy, I put 200 there. But I never grab my wind-on leader or whatever. I just, sometimes I kind of manipulate it if I got a little bit anxious and I want to land that fish and whatever. But for me, I don't touch the leader. Let the fish sit there. He already got the problem. You hook him up. So I want that leader to cut through the water and be invisible and so on. So in a well-made leader than this, 150 pound will not break.
That's so funny because I love 150 and 130 also.
Well, the thing is, if you're not sure about the knots that you do or the materials that you're using, you will always want to go like overweight.
Yeah.
But when you're sure about your tackle, you can go to the edge and it will not break. That's the good thing of changing your tackle from time to time and having the top notch, because that trophy fish that you're gonna get, the fish of your lifetime, is not gonna shoot you an email, I'm gonna hit today. So every day you wanna prepare with stuff like this to put on the water. So when you get it, you can land it.
That's, Paco, it's really been like a true honor to spend some time with, even though we've never met in person. When you came to Florida, I said, I gotta see Paco. And we both share a common, our connection is through Hooker Electric, which is, in my opinion, the best reel for the sport, not only because of the speed and the durability of the product, but I pair mine with the Shimano reel, which gives me a feeling that the drag system and when these heavy duty fish, it's something that's super smooth and super reliable. They come in two different styles, either Penn or Shimano. Shimano is my choice. I know it's yours also.
Yeah.
But I can't say enough about Hooker Electric. I don't think without this reel we'd be where we are in the fishing.
I don't think so. For sure, like...
What's your favorite Hooker reel? What's the one you use most?
I use the 80 detachable. Detachable because I run a charter boat, so I have a lot of guests that are like, I want to fight the fish, I want to do it like ICFA on the chair, and the proper reel to let the angler have the correct feeling and fight the fish properly and give the advantage to the angler is the detachable, because you get that motor of the equation, and he has a normal reel like he would have like fighting a marlin on anything else with a light rod, like nothing like making more drag or more weight onto the reel, so he can put his effort on the reel. He has enough problem fighting a 500-pounder swordfish than to add up a motor and a stuff to that angler. So it's amazing. And if the angler just wanna take that fish up and fish electric, well, they have an electric reel there. And the other thing, let's say that it never had happened to me that I have a malfunction on one of the motors. I take another motor and just plug it in there and my reel keep going. So for sword fishing, like there's nothing even like close to a Hooker Electric. And I have tried them all, and I cannot tell you that I started on Hooker Electric. I start learning more and more over the fish and getting more quality fish and long fights and so on, and even fights that I need that drag to be on a specific drag. And anglers, I have really good anglers that come to my boat and really push the reel. There's not much a drag as the Tiagra will provide to land that fish.
Where are you based out of mostly?
Well, I do Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, and Dominican Republic, and we've been really successful fishing for marlin and swordfish all through the Caribbean. And the stock of big fish down there is amazing. We got a lot of big fish.
How do people come and find you, and how do they go and fish with you?
Well, I have just my social media, and most of the rest is most word of mouth, like Hooker Electric people, like other captains that send them directly for me. Like, we're really passionate fishermen, so we try to target that fisherman that will call, hey, I want to go fish. Who's the guy? Because I hate it when I go out. Okay, let's go back. We want to get a fish. We really want to put it up out there. So.
I'm really looking forward to coming fishing with you because, down here in Florida, we have a lot of great fishing, and I feel like we have a lot of great captains, but to go and spend time with guys like you of your caliber in other places in the world, I don't care how much you know or how much you think you know, but fishing with guys like you in your local spots, I feel like some of the methods that you're coming up with now that aren't even being talked about yet. And I know, we have some stuff scheduled for you to write some publications on that, but some of the techniques that you're perfecting now are going to change the way sword fishing is in the Northeast and some of these lower current areas. And I'm super excited to spend some time with you and get to play around with the leaders and see how they're made and
put them to the edge. That's what we do.
And I'm really looking forward to coming down there and fishing with you.
Yeah, of course you have an open bite, and actually I think that has been kind of a schedule right now. So we will be shooting videos and letting the folks see what we come up and sharing the ideas, because it's all about the community, as we were saying, to share our ideas and the fishery and so on, and get people involved on having a great time out there and getting the fish of their lifetime.
Yeah, it's such an important part of our fishery. Not only just learning something and keeping it to yourself, but sharing it with the fishing community so we can all grow together. And Paco, it's really
been great.
It's all been great. Time with you. We'll talk to you guys soon. 3 Buoys Leaders, sold at Hooker Electric Reels. Don't hesitate to buy if you have any questions or any. Paco's going to be working on some special different styles in the upcoming months, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Wow, that was really good.
Awesome.